Let me ask you something honest. Are you drinking spinach juice every morning thinking it is doing everything for your circulation and wondering why you still feel sluggish by mid-afternoon? Because if that sounds familiar, stay with me for the next few minutes. Because what most men do not know about spinach is that it only works if your body is set up to use it. And today, I am going to show you exactly what that setup looks like. I'm Dr. Emmy Takeda, a urologist with over 30 years of experience helping men like you regain their energy, performance, and vitality. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Before we go any further, if you're serious about protecting your prostate, staying strong, and living without fear, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I share real information backed by real science for men just like you. And if this topic matters to you, type 1 in the comments and tell me where in the world you're watching from. If not, type 0 so I know how to help you better next time. Now, let's get into it. Fuck. Here is the thing about spinach juice that most people online will not slow down long enough to explain properly. Spinach is genuinely rich in dietary nitrates. That part is true. And those nitrates can be converted inside your body into a molecule called nitric oxide, which helps relax and widen your blood vessels. That science is well established, and it has been studied for decades, but the conversion of nitrate into nitric oxide is not automatic. It depends on a chain of steps happening in the right order, and if any step in that chain is weak, you lose a large portion of the benefit before it ever reaches your bloodstream. Think of it like brewing a good cup of coffee. You can have the best beans in the world, but if your water is the wrong temperature or your grind is wrong, you still end up with a weak cup. Spinach juice is the same, the nitrate is there, the potential is there, but your body needs the right conditions to turn that potential into something you can actually feel. So today I am walking you through what the research actually shows about supporting that conversion process, not a vague list of superfoods, but specific, practical additions, and the reasoning behind each one. So by the end of this video, you will understand your own circulation a little better than you did 10 minutes ago. Before we get into the additions, let me give you the quick foundation, because without this, nothing else will make sense. When you drink spinach juice, nitrates move from your digestive system into your bloodstream. But here is the part most people skip past. Those nitrates do not become nitric oxide right away. The first step of that transformation happens in your mouth, where naturally occurring bacteria on the back of your tongue convert nitrate into nitrite. That nitrite then travels to your stomach, where, if the environment is acidic enough, it converts further into nitric oxide, which finally reaches your blood vessels and helps them relax and widen. Now, here is where age matters. Research suggests that as we get older, oral bacteria populations can shift, stomach acid production can decline, and the blood vessel lining itself becomes less efficient at producing its own nitric oxide through a separate pathway. None of this means the process stops working, but it does mean the process can become less efficient, which is exactly why what you pair with your spinach juice can matter as much as the spinach itself. So let us talk about what the research points to, starting with something you likely already have in your kitchen. The first addition is fresh lemon juice, and once you understand the reasoning, you will probably never leave it out again. Remember that second step we talked about, where nitrite needs an acidic environment in your stomach to convert into nitric oxide. Citrus juice, and lemon in particular, can help support that acidic environment. And there is a second reason lemon matters here too. Fresh lemon juice is a solid source of vitamin C, and some research suggests vitamin C may help support the conversion of nitrite into nitric oxide, acting as what scientists sometimes call a reducing agent in that chemical reaction. The studies here are still developing, and I want to be honest with you about that, but the early signal is promising enough that it is worth including. There is a third role vitamin C plays that is worth mentioning. It is one of several nutrients your body uses to support the health of the cells lining your blood vessels, the same cells responsible for that separate, independent nitric oxide pathway we mentioned earlier. So lemon is not just there for flavor, it may be supporting two different systems at once. To prepare it, squeeze the juice of one whole lemon into roughly 200 milliliters of your spinach juice, stir it well. The brightness of the lemon also cuts through the heavier, earthier taste of spinach, which makes the whole drink genuinely easier to enjoy. This is not something you force down. This is something you can actually look forward to. So that is addition one, lemon, supporting the acidity your body needs and adding a nutrient that may help the chemistry along. But here's a question worth sitting with for a second. What good is a wide, relaxed blood vessel if the blood moving through it is thick and moving slowly? Because that is the next piece of the puzzle, and it is a completely different mechanism. Picture a wide, open road, freshly paved, plenty of space. Now picture the traffic on that road barely moving. The road is not the problem. The traffic is. This is roughly what can happen when your blood vessels widen. But blood viscosity, the thickness and flow of the blood itself, is not supported at the same time. This is where fresh ginger comes in. Ginger contains a group of compounds called gingerols, and some research suggests these compounds may help support healthy platelet function, meaning they may help blood move smoothly rather than becoming sluggish or prone to clumping at the microscopic level, particularly in the small capillaries where oxygen exchange actually happens. Ginger also has a long history in research related to reducing markers of inflammation, and chronic low-grade inflammation is one of the things that can make blood vessel walls stiffer and less responsive over time. There is also a smaller, simpler mechanism at play. Ginger has a mild warming effect on the body, and that gentle rise in temperature can trigger its own natural, independent vessel response, separate from anything related to nitric oxide. Think of it as a supporting mechanism running quietly in the background. To prepare it, grate about 1 teaspoon of fresh ginger root and press the juice directly into your glass, or steep the grated ginger in a small amount of warm water for 5 minutes and strain that liquid in. Fresh ginger is genuinely important here. Dried ginger powder goes through a process that reduces the concentration of these active compounds significantly, so if you can, reach for the fresh root. Quick recap before we move forward. Spinach juice gives you the nitrate foundation. Lemon supports the acidity and chemistry needed to convert that nitrate efficiently, and ginger supports healthy blood flow and helps calm inflammation that can stiffen your vessels over time. 2 problems solved, but there is one more piece. And honestly, it might be the most interesting one, because it touches on something most people never think to ask about their own body. Before I get into it, if you have made it this far, it tells me you are someone who actually wants to understand your health, not just be told what to do, and that is exactly who I make this channel for. So if you are finding this valuable, please take a moment now and hit that subscribe button. It genuinely helps this channel keep going, and it means you will not miss the next video, where we go even deeper into topics just like this one. All right, let us keep going. Here is something worth understanding. Even when your body produces nitric oxide successfully, it does not last forever. Your body has its own systems for breaking it down, and in some men, especially as we age, that breakdown process can become more active, which brings us to the third addition, and I think this one will genuinely surprise you. The third addition is raw, unprocessed cacao powder, not hot chocolate mix, not sweetened cocoa, the real thing, minimally processed, with its natural flavonoids still intact, and here is why that distinction matters so much. Cacao contains a flavonoid called epicatechin, and there is a meaningful body of research looking at how epicatechin may support healthy blood vessel function. Some studies suggest it may help support the signaling pathway that keeps blood vessels relaxed. working through a mechanism that researchers have compared at a very basic level to how certain prescription medications for blood flow work. Though I want to be careful here, cacao is a food, not a medication, and the effect size in food form is nowhere near what you would get from a prescription drug. But as part of a daily habit, alongside everything else we have talked about, it is a genuinely interesting piece of the picture. Cacao is also one of the richest natural food sources of magnesium, and magnesium plays a role in helping muscle tissue relax, including the smooth muscle in your blood vessel walls, which may support healthy circulation through yet another separate pathway. On top of that, cacao contains a wide range of natural antioxidant compounds, and some research suggests these antioxidants may help protect nitric oxide once it is produced, giving it more time to do its job before it breaks down. To add it, blend 1 to 2 tablespoons of raw cacao powder directly into your glass with the lemon and ginger. You will need to whisk or blend it well. Since cacao does not dissolve easily on its own, what you end up with is a rich, slightly bitter, deeply colored drink, and the bitterness of the cacao balances surprisingly well against the brightness of the lemon and the warmth of the ginger. Most men who try this the first time are surprised by how much they actually enjoy it. Let me bring this all together for you because I want you to leave this video with real clarity. You start with roughly 200 to 250 milliliters of fresh spinach juice or a high-quality juice blend with no added sugar. This is your foundation, delivering the dietary nitrates your body can convert into nitric oxide. You add the juice of 1 whole lemon, supporting the stomach acidity needed for efficient conversion and contributing vitamin C that may support the chemistry involved. You add about 1 teaspoon of freshly grated ginger root, supporting healthy blood flow and helping to calm inflammation that can stiffen vessel walls over time. And you add 1 to 2 tablespoons of raw, unprocessed cacao powder, contributing flavonoids that may support relaxed blood vessels, along with magnesium and natural antioxidants. 4 ingredients, each one supporting a different part of the process, working together rather than against each other, and the preparation takes less than 5 minutes. Combine everything in a blender or whisk vigorously by hand. Drink it once a day. Morning works well if you want the support during your most active hours. Evening can work too, since your body does a lot of its repair work overnight. Try both and notice what feels right for you and your schedule. A few practical notes worth mentioning, honestly, because I would rather you have the full picture. Spinach is naturally high in oxalates, and if you have a history of kidney stones, it is worth speaking with your doctor before making this a daily habit. Spinach is also a source of vitamin K, which can interact with certain blood-thinning medications. So if you are on any kind of blood thinner, please check with your doctor first. This video is meant to inform you, not replace a conversation with someone who knows your full health history. And one more small detail, since the first step of this whole process depends on healthy bacteria on your tongue, using a strong antibacterial mouthwash right before or after drinking, this may reduce its effectiveness. Regular toothbrushing is completely fine. It is specifically the antiseptic rinses that can interfere with that first conversion step. I want to close with something I think is easy to forget. What you are feeling, the fatigue, the sense that your body is not quite keeping up the way it used to, is not something you have to just accept as inevitable. The research we talked about today is real. It is published. It is something you can look into further yourself, and it works with your body, not against it. Small, consistent choices, made quietly in your own kitchen, tend to matter more than any single dramatic change. Missing a day here or there is not going to undo your progress, but showing up regularly over weeks and months is where people tend to notice a real difference. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you been drinking spinach juice already? And if you try this combination, which addition are you most curious to test first? Leave your honest thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and it genuinely shapes what I make next. If this video gave you something useful today, share it with another man who might need it. A brother, a friend, your father, this kind of grounded, honest information deserves to reach more people. Subscribe if you have not already, so you do not miss what is coming next. And I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourself. You are worth the effort.